Good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I am your host, Al Scott. And as you can see, I am joined by my good friend, Robert R. Thomas Jr. from The Real News Behind the News.
How y'all doing this evening?
As always, we thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. There's Tammy. Where's would she be? But with me.
Hey, Miss Tammy, how you doing?
At night. Love you big time. Thank you for your genuine support. As you all know, we don't normally do anything on Tuesdays anymore. We're strictly on Wednesdays now. But Robert stopped by today, and we decided we would go live and talk about some issues that I guess we can say at the top of the list now when it comes to the United States and the election, which is 8 days away.
Yeah.
And that's on November.
Today's actually Monday.
Monday. Okay, today's Monday. Oh, Monday. That's what your Monday. We're going to on Monday.
Next Tuesday, so we'll be 7 days away. Yeah.
7 days away. Okay. Yeah. But now on November the 3rd, as we did past elections, we got ready for the results. This election, I don't think we should. What's the word I'm looking for? Because I know we may not get the results that night, right?
Yeah. That's what Trump is hoping for. Mm-hmm. Because if we don't get the election results that night, he's hoping that his people will create chaos, the violence that they're talking about, because it's already been implicated that if Trump loses or there's any kind of, excuse my language, but fuckery in the election, that his people are going to create violence. So this is kind of it might seem far-fetched, but they're hoping that the election results are not finalized that night, so that if the violence starts, actually Trump can declare martial law, which will allow him to remain president.
So with that being said, do you think that Trump is already appealing to the people he needs to kick off the drama, so to say?
Of course, he's already implicated that he wants his people to create open revolt in the streets of America through violence or whatever, if there's any kind of discrepancy in the election, which we know with the way that they're doing the early voting, we really don't know. But as you can look right now, I'm looking at one news article right here. Biden has a 92% chance of winning. There's already 63 million out of 300 million people. There's 300 people in America. Just say that maybe 150, just say 200 million people are registered voters or eligible to vote. So we got 63 million people, and all the polls are showing that Trump is behind. So what he's trying to do is ignite his people to create violence if the election results shows anything other than him winning. So yeah, it's
so you and I think we said it before Maxine Walter said it. We said it before Nancy Pelosi said it. At least I think we did.
Yes, we did. Both you and I did.
We did first. That if Trump loses, that he will not leave the White House. Mm-hmm. He's going to swear to God it's fake news. Mm-hmm. And I think we see that coming to life every day, every time he speaks. I think one of the biggest things right now in the United States is the coronavirus. And the coronavirus, it is like it's on the rise again, but it's on the rise worse than it was when it first got started. But Donald Duck says that we are we are turning the corner on it, whatever he said. But that's absolutely positively untrue. Mm-hmm. We're not. This thing is getting worse. And for him to come out the other day and make a mockery of the news media coverage of the coronavirus, I think it says a lot about him and how he does not care about anyone but himself. I mean, all you hear, coronavirus. Oh, it's going to be gone tomorrow. No, it's not.
Remember he told her take some bleach, drink some bleach.
Exactly. Inject some bleach, you know? Yeah. And when it first came out, oh, it's going to be for 3 days and it's going to like disappear like you wouldn't know it was here. Yeah. So Trump has not taken the virus serious because he don't care. He don't care about the American people. So when the video came out and he said that we could not have predicted this. No one could have phantomed something like this.
Obama told us it. Obama told us,
come on,
in his that we stand on the verge of a pandemic, one of these viruses. At that time, he was talking about SARS, because you got to realize, coronavirus is just a generic term for any respiratory disease. You have SARS, you have swine flu, you have avian flu, anything that's under the respiratory illness category is a coronavirus. That's why they call it COVID-19, exactly. Because it was a unique virus and it was discovered in 2019.
Exactly, and that's on point. And not only that, his trade advisors, top trade advisor, in January sent him a memo, him and his administration, about the coronavirus. He didn't acknowledge it. Well, he sent it the second time directly to the president, telling him that of the death that was going to happen and the economic aspect of this. And Trump did exactly what he's doing now. Absolutely, positively, unquestionable, nothing what we got.
Ladies in the left say it's in Pence's camp. President Pence just had about 7 people, his close advisors, to turn a positive. And at first, I was not taking it that seriously until my little brother just last week turned up positive, who's in the hospital right now. And you know what my little brother told me? He's seeing people up there with his night coming out of there in body bags. It's very, very serious.
You know, and he knows, and you know, and that you all have our prayers, and we're with you 100%. But we don't really feel the effects of it until it really hit home. One night, and to God be the glory, he survived. He's over with it now. Cynthia's son was diagnosed with the coronavirus, and those weeks, brother Robert, around here, you could hear a pin drop. You know, sometimes I didn't want to go on air because I'm like, you know, it's your mind kept going. You know, and I know him. We have a good relationship there. He's a very smart brother there. And after I spoke with him, it was all over, and he told me the pain that he went through. But you really feel it when someone close to you has it. You know, even if you know it's serious now, and you're paying attention to it, but it's a different feeling when it happens to a family member, especially like your brother. Yeah. You know, man, I remember when you made the post last week on that, and I couldn't believe it.
Well, you know how close I am with my brother, man, and as soon as I find that out, you know, my main thing was to go get tested, and thus far, my first test showed that it was negative. But you have to realize half the tests in America that are being done are faulty, because you got so many false negatives and so many false positives. But shortly after my brother got tested, you know, I knew I needed to go get tested, because I'm with my brother almost every other day. And then when his wife turned up positive, you know, it really hits home, man. Because again, it's just like with the violence that goes on. Unless it affects you, you really don't care. You'll listen to some on the news say, well, the numbers are faulty. But when you see your family members coming down, you start to realize, well, I don't care about them numbers. I know number one is my brother. So, you know, please, people, take this thing serious. Take it very serious.
It is serious. It is deadly. It is not on the decline. It is not on the decline. It is not on the decline. The virus is rising. And what's baffling to me is that with the people in Pence administration, his people, that have test positive for this, that you continue to go from city to city and from state to state, spreading this virus as if you are spreading LOVE. There's not a genuine concern for the American people. You still try to play the virus down just to stay in a position that you are not qualified to be in, because you don't care about the American people. Listen, I think President Obama said it best, Robert, when he said Trump hasn't grown into his position because he can't. He's not built for it. This is not him. And when you have to cheat, lie, and steal, that means you're not qualified for this position. If your record, if your resume don't speak for you, this ain't for you. I don't care how bad you want it. This is not for you. Trump does not care about the American people.
Trump is an entertainer.
Come on now.
You got to realize. Now stop and think about this. They're constantly telling us to social distance and wear your mask. But when you look at his rallies, Man, you have thousands of people sitting like this. No 6 feet apart. Think about it. You can't, the NFL and the NBA are holding games with no people in the stands. But Trump is going out there holding these rallies with tens of thousands of people. Excuse me. And we're supposed to believe none of these people, they are actually anti-masks.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying? I was I wasn't anti. I just didn't give a damn about no mask. But when I started realizing and seeing people locally here getting it, that I know people dying, and then when my brother got it,
and it's sad. But when I'm out, especially when I see parents with their children and the little kids, and I see the kids on masks with their masks on, that's good to see. But at the same time, it's sad because of what's going on. But it's good to see parents trying to protect their children. That's what parents do, because this thing is airborne. Regardless to, they come in, they said this one day, then they said something the next.
Also, you have to understand something about this virus that you don't see in the mainstream media. Mm-hmm. This virus has mutated almost 20 some times since March. Mm-hmm. We're not dealing with the same COVID-19 virus that we was dealing with in March. Because if you notice, every so often now, every other week, they're coming out telling you, well, scientists now find out that it can stay on frozen food packages for up to 3-4 hours. So the virus is just that. A virus is a living organism. And just like us as humans, the virus mutates to adapt to its environment. Now, I'm going to just be real. What are we going to see when the flu season comes out? And the flu and the coronavirus together, it's going to get crazy.
I think the prediction that we have right now will be higher as far as deaths go. So if someone has it and they touch a phone, for instance, and it stays there for a few days, right? Mm-hmm. If I come by and I ask you, yeah, there you go. And so I have it. I don't know I have it, but you touch it. And then now you have it. We both have it. That's how easy it is to get this virus. It lives on cardboard.
On surfaces.
Yeah, surfaces. We cannot continue to play this thing down just to win an election. And incidentally, if y'all want to call in and chime in on what we're talking about tonight, the number is 1-800-231-1811. We're at extension 2 tonight, me and Robert Thomas from The Real News, Behind the News. And we're going to get to a lot of different questions that you all sent in prior to us making this announcement earlier today. One of them we're going to speak on shortly. A. Powers brought it up about, was it 50 cents?
Yeah.
And 50 cents supporting
Ice Cube.
Yeah, and stuff. And so you have a lot of black people that are behind Donald Trump. And surprising to me, I don't know about you, I used to think it was just a bunch of rich black dummies, but a lot of people, some of the people that support him, they're not rich. And so, but one thing we don't want to do is to become a part of voter suppression to me, is insisting you vote for a certain candidate. You vote for whoever you feel is suitable for this position. Me, I've already cast my vote early for Biden and Harris. I'm on that ticket. No,
believe it or not, I voted for Kanye West. I'm going to show y'all something.
Let me take a drink. Go ahead.
No, people say the lesser of two evils. I mean, vote for the lesser of two evils. But the lesser of two evils is still evil. If I get up here and say I don't believe in the Democrats or Republicans, then I would be a fool to say I'm going to vote for the lesser of the. I'm going to go vote for the third party just to prove a point. So I voted for Kanye West.
And you know what?
And you know that they got Kanye West under the birthday party?
No.
Yes, Kanye West. They got 4 different parties, Democrat, Republican. Then you got the Green Party, and they put Kanye West under the birthday party.
So did he qualify in
Yes, he qualified in most of the states. Yes, he did.
So is he serious? Is this the?
I wouldn't care if he wasn't. I'm just not voting for Trump or Biden because I don't believe in the traditional two-party system because neither one of them are for us.
You know what? Let me go somewhere since you said that. And A. Powers, we're gonna get to your statement early. I think I saw on our feed tonight about 50 cents, but let me go here quickly. What you just said. We got the Republicans and we have the Democrats. a long time ago, you're talking about me schooling you, you schooled me and showed me how to break this thing down and realize that the Republicans and the Democrats are one.
Mm-hmm.
It's one. And it's a game that they're playing with us. So right now, with that being said, I'm pissed at Mitch McConnell. I'm pissed with Nancy Pelosi because let me tell you this here. I don't give a damn how many times y'all come before the camera to the American people. Good evening, call you live on air. Hold your thought for just a minute. So I don't care how many times they come before the cameras and tell the American people that they care about what they're going through. That's bullshit. You all go home to mansions, nice homes. You got chauffeur-driven limousines and SUVs and stuff.
Private security.
Exactly. Every day people are suffering while y'all are sitting there playing fucking politics. You rush to put somebody in a supreme seat, but it's not an emergency to get unemployment benefits and a stimulus check in the hands of the American people. By the way, that's their damn money. But that wasn't an emergency. But we're trying. No, all of y'all are bullshitting. All of y'all are bullshitting. Good evening, call you live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
Hey, it's your sister.
Hey, sister. What's going on, Yvette?
Hey, I'm backtracking because you guys were talking about the election and how, you and I have spoken as well about how they're going to have to take Trump out of there. They're going to have to pull him out. Mm-hmm. But my question is, and I've asked you before, so if he wins, if he loses, it was voter fraud, the election was a hoax and everything. Mm-hmm. So if Biden wins, do you think that the Republicans and whoever else supports Trump, are they going to be just as accepting of Biden saying that the election was a hoax as well?
Here's the thing. Trump, you're going to have to call the National Guard, Secret Service, the CIA, the FBI, the niggas from the hood to drag him out because he's going to swear to God it's fake news. He's already setting his defense. The Republicans are going to be right there with Donald Trump. It's just as simple as that.
Well, let me add this to it. Pay attention to what's being said in the mainstream media. Even the mainstream media can't hide the fact that Trump supporters have already come out and said that if he does not win, there's going to be violence in the streets. They've already said this. So Trump now is on the cool through his subliminal ways of doing what he does. He's setting the stage to say that if I don't win, there, of course, like you said, Sister Yvette, he's going to say voter fraud and all this, when in reality, you look at the election suppression, the voter suppression that's going on behalf of the Republicans. So what's going to happen? And again, Alphonso and I talked about this earlier, and I might have mentioned it earlier in this video. They're setting the stage. Whereas if Trump does not win, he's going to allow his supporters to go out there and be violent. This is a way that he can actually declare martial law, suspend the election, and remain in power.
Mm-hmm. He could also do that with the virus. Remember
with the virus. Mm-hmm. We're already under medical martial law, believe it or not. We're already under medical martial law. So if the violence takes place, boom, martial law, he can suspend Congress and everything, and he can bypass it, and he can remain president.
And we talked about this several times, and it's scary. And I think I told you earlier, this is the first presidential election. Well,
you don't want that, Sister Tawanda. You don't want the violence to begin because we as Negroes, a couple of them might have AK-47s and AR-15s, but guess what? They got tanks. They got planes. They got the police. So we don't want the violence to take place.
Yeah, this is the first presidential election in my time that I have really been nervous at. I wasn't nervous when Senator Obama was running for office. I was excited, hoping that he would win. But I'm nervous because I know what could happen in just a few days. Either way it goes.
In the morning and feel that way, though, Alphonso. I wake up like that, you know, on certain mornings, and I'm like, you know, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm like, damn, he's still a president. This fool could do whatever he chooses to do at any given day. It had nothing to do with the election. You know, he's just that, you know, dangerous.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, because we have to realize this, that we have an idiot in office that has
a big grown ass child,
exactly.
Really, a child in a man's body.
Right, he has nuclear codes in the palm of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
but you know who's even more dangerous? This is my opinion. Who's even more dangerous than that?
Who?
Us, those of us that support it. Because we already don't support each other. Mm-hmm. And if we turn around and we don't support this fool in office, what do you think they're going to do to us?
But you know what? Here's the thing about that. I would not, and I'm glad you brought it up, I would not let you come and try to put a scare tactic on me. If I don't do this, if I don't vote for you, all hell is going to break loose in the streets of America. Well, guess what? All fucking hell got to fucking break loose then. It's as simple as that. Because your ass shouldn't be where you're at right now. Trump did not win the first election. Trump did not win the first election. He wasn't elected. He wasn't elected. He was selected. He didn't buy votes, as my brother Timmy said. He bought states. It's as simple as that. So can he stand there again? He's crooked. You damn right he can. But it's a scary thought every time you wake up, Yvette, and you realize that this sapsucker is still in charge. This is the most powerful office on planet Earth.
I'm going to tell you the truth. No, it's not. No matter who's your president, the corporations runs the country. You're not living in a democratic nation. You're actually living in a fascist republic system where the corporations actually run. No matter who gets in the office, Democrats or Republicans, they still going to try to find a vaccine. And whatever pharmaceutical company comes up with the vaccine, they're going to force you to take it. That means there's 300 million people right now. Mm-hmm. Only difference is, as Trump gets into office again, he's actually going to call the military out to go door to door to make sure. Now, I want to add on something to Sister Yvette Archie, and I want to see if I'm saying this right, if I really understand you. But we as black people, let me show you some real game. How the hell are we going to come up and stand for anything when, think about it, we can't even come together on Sunday morning and identify which God that we believe in. Because you got Methodists, Baptists, Pentecostals, all us fighting on all these different levels instead of coming together as a people, saying forget religion, forget politics, forget social standing, forget your fraternal your fraternity. We need to come together as black people, as one people, and forget all that. And to add on to something that A Power say, Kanye West, yes, the lesser of two evils is still evil. I would rather vote for Kanye West just to send a message that I'm not with that.
You know what? Fraternities, sororities, name recognition. That's why we're messed up today.
Exactly.
Seriously, that's why we messed up today, because we keep putting people in office because that's my sorority, that's my fraternity, you know.
Grandmama went to this church.
Exactly. And we put them in there. So you're taking people out, right? But watch this here. The people that we need to get rid of, some of them are coming out because we're getting rid of them. But you're putting other people in, they got a different face and a different name, but they have the same agenda as those we just got rid of. Mm-hmm. So there was no need to pull them out. And it is true to this day, especially in Shreveport, Louisiana. We got this clique that we must break up. You got Negroes sitting in positions in Shreveport, Louisiana, that's sitting there and ain't doing a damn thing. They've been activists in this city for 20 or 30 years and ain't done a damn thing but had their picture in the Shreveport Sun and the Shreveport Times and showed up on local news with all them hot goddamn lies. And they're angry black people that's keeping other black people angry to help fulfill their hidden agenda.
So let's go to Shreveport politics. Let's go to Shreveport in a minute, and it's going to change the whole subject. But I want to talk about how it is in Shreveport, like all these activists, religious, political leaders, all these people who say they want change. None of them really are ready to go against the Shreveport Police Department. Now, when I did this video, remember there was a triple homicide just 2 weeks ago here in Shreveport. And I showed you one of the guys who they have arrested. When I showed you all of this guy's charges in the last 10 years, there were nothing but first degree and attempted first degree and second degree murders. That lets us know that the system is perpetuating a lot of this. So your activists, as long as they can say enough to get these 501c3 grants, man, these folks don't give a damn about us. Because guess what, Alphonso, where does people like your Larry Brandons and all them live? They don't live in the neighborhoods that we live in. Larry Brandon, and I'm gonna do a video about him. I got to expose him. He's running. He's actually endorsing David Vitter, a known racist. So when you got black people that will say anything for money, because really all you got to do is put somebody in there with a pretty suit and some shiny shoes, and Negroes gonna follow them. But me and you sitting around here struggling, telling them the truth, we get criticized. Well, why you said this?
Well, here's the thing. Everything you just said is on the money. Everything you just said is on the money. So if you don't want some black people to tell the truth, then I suggest you stop living a lie. Because it's time for us to wake up our black people. We got to get past name recognition. You might need to put somebody in office that you ain't never ever heard of in your life.
Look how many people heard of Tabitha Taylor or Lavette Fuller. And these two black women, in Tabitha haven't been in there a year. Lavette Fuller been in there 4 years, and they have done more in the time that they've been in there for black people, or brought more awareness to a situation than anybody else in the history of Shreveport.
I've told her this over the phone. I've told Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor this to her face. I don't know where in the hell you been, but I'm glad you're here. This woman went in just like Yvette Fuller, with their sleeves rolled up, Yvette. Their sleeves rolled up. They know what position they hold, but they could really, if this makes any sense, kind of care less about the position. They have a genuine concern.
Yeah, exactly.
For the city.
Amen.
I've even went so far as to tell Tabitha, this ain't for you. You in the right place right now, but you need to be mayor. Tabitha went in every day. She's doing something. And I'm like, I've never seen this done before. And look, she's calling them out. She's making them work. She's even making the Shreveport Police Department work.
You see how they tried to come to Lavette Fuller? Now think about this. When Lavette Fuller was set up, because she was at a luncheon, or she was at a dinner with some of her friends. Somebody called the police and said she was, might have had a little too much to drink. Yeah, boom, whatever happened, happened. They had her, posted all over the news. But we know for a fact, our mayor, Adrian Perkins, is an alcoholic who on 3 different occasions got stopped by the police, and you never heard nothing about that. So basically, if it wasn't for people like you and I, Alphonso, people would have never heard about Adrian Perkins, but it was because somebody, and I'm not trying to take no credit or no glory, God gets all the glory, but it was people like myself who said, well, wait a minute, if you get a DUI, Alphonso, right now, doing what we do, nigga, it's going to be all over Shreveport News Channel 3, 6, and 12, 33. Everybody right. But when your mayor does this, they had it all covered up, and it would have never came out unless you and I exposed it. So when Lavette Fuller did what she did, you have to realize, why would they attack her like they did? Because she's a threat. She's a threat to their system.
She's a threat. She came in with her sleeves rolled up too.
Ready to fight.
Yeah, she was ready to fight.
It's a shame we got 2 black ladies that got more balls than all the black men here in Shreveport over the last 180 years.
They ain't done a damn thing.
Ain't done nothing.
Done a damn thing. And so
shout out to the black ladies.
Right. And we're gonna move on to something else. But with I shouldn't say Yvette, with Mayor Perkins, here's the thing. For me, let's say I'm mayor of the city. I'm mayor of the city. This is my first term. My term is not up yet, right? So I came home. I could have took a job at Harvard University because I'm a smart Negro. I know a shit. But I said, no, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm going to be the mayor. That's my city. But now you're not even towards the ending of your term. And you have the audacity to say, excuse me, I want to run for senator. Well, what the hell you done done as a mayor?
So guess what we should do as black people? Once he lose, because I'm going to be real, Cassidy going to tear his ass out the front.
Them white folks ain't going to let Mayor Perkins sit in that seat where that white man sit.
Unless Mayor Perkins can get a bunch of homosexual 19-year-olds.
Okay, leave it alone, Robert.
To vote for it. But let me ask you a question. We both need to drink on that one. But let me ask you a question. Mayor Perkins, since you threw us under the bus less than 2 years into your term, if once you lose, should we really roll with you? Should we accept you?
We should. Listen.
Well, he said that on the, when they were questioning him a couple of days ago, and remember I called you, and they asked him why he was running or why he's leaving. He said he's done all he could.
Okay.
What'd you do? What did he do, Yvette? What did he do?
Yvette, stop right there. Here's the thing. He hadn't done nothing. Let me tell you something. Homicides and shootings in Shreveport have drastically increased.
The 2 years, they went up each year that he's been in office.
I rarely see this dude, especially at a press conference. When I see Chief Ben Raymond there, I'm looking to see the mayor there to talk about the crime in the city of Shreveport that has increased over 100%. I don't see him. I don't want to hear the bullshit about, well, he's a Democrat, these are Republicans. That's not the issue right now. The issue in Shreveport, Louisiana is violent crime. We've had, 2 or 3 shootings today alone. And yesterday, probably like, Miss Fair, another shoot, Miss Fair, another shoot. Every time
we're almost at 60 right now.
Exactly. I mean, so here's what I'm saying. This was not his dream. This was a pit stop for Mayor Perkins.
It was a stepping stone.
That's it.
Well, if I get mayor of Shreveport, everybody gonna like me in Shreveport. And since I'm a black mayor who really like little boy, but since I'm a black mayor of Shreveport, everybody go vote for me for Senate. But guess what? When you lose, I'm saying this again, and y'all know I was one of Mayor Perkins. Mayor Perkins tell you that it would have been hard for him to get that. Not bragging, without my voice. But guess what? I'm gonna go hard in the paint on it.
Listen. I'm gonna be with you. Listen, what I say is not law. What I say is not written in stone. It's just the way that I see it. Don't mean I'm right. Don't mean I'm wrong either. You do the math on that one. But now I remember the night before the election, and we talked about this earlier. And Yvette and I talked about it a lot. I said, I asked Robert, because you had interviewed him a few times and hung out with him. And I said, well, Robert, who you think is gonna win? Ollie Tyler Adrian Perkins. Your exact words that night was, either way it go, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And that came true. Mayor Perkins does not have a genuine concern for the citizens of Shreveport. Now we can laugh and joke, but then we must get serious about this here. This Shreveport, I mean, you would get a bullet before you get the coronavirus in the city of Shreveport. And so I expect for not just Ben Raymond to come to the mic. I expect for the mayor of Shreveport, Louisiana, to come to the mic. On that video that he's doing to become a senator, he says he thought about Shreveport. He didn't take those jobs. He came home. Well, now you don't give a damn. You're getting ready to leave. So you did not have a genuine concern for the citizens of Shreveport. I don't care who like him or whatever. I can like him and hang out with him. But if his performance as a mayor sucks, then Robert, you got to call it what it is. He sucks.
He sucks.
Okay. So if he loses by chance,
he's going to lose.
He will.
He's going to lose.
He will.
Badly.
He will.
Okay. When he loses, okay. And he tries to, is he going to try to come back and regain his throne as mayor? Because me personally, seeing what I saw, what I saw that he brought to the table, which I don't see, anything. But if you were so quick to get up and leave us, and your exact words, I'm not going to forget what you said. You said you had done all you can for Shreveport. So if you lose, when you try to come back, why would they let you come back in office?
Great fucking point.
You know what?
Great point. Exactly.
If he ever had a chance of getting in, you just killed it.
Yeah, because guess what? Just like you, Yvette, nobody is going to forget that. If you done all you can in 2 years, which really wasn't shit, Why should it? Nobody's going to be able to support you because, first of all, we know that you are really not accountable for us here in Shreveport. And again, you've done all you can, which is nothing but allow the violence to increase,
exactly.
allow a lot of the corruption to keep being perpetuated. So we screwed either way it goes.
Exactly. And you know what? They can say what they want about Ben Raymond. I think to a degree he's doing the best that he can with what he has. But think about this here. What if Ben Raymond said that? I've done all I can do, and he just leave us hanging. So you done all that you could do. I mean, do you know that is a slap in the face? And I don't know if he knew what he was saying, but all you're saying is y'all on y'all own. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it made me feel like I done what I could for you niggas. Y'all figure it out the best way you can. Oh, I lost. Well, let me try to let me try to come back and do a little bit more.
Exactly.
But you ain't done nothing.
Ain't done nothing. But look, in all honesty, when he was running for mayor, I supported him. I did. Robert and I went to the inauguration. I supported him. Like, I believe you're gonna do right. I had his back, but he came in on a bad note day one, and with insurance, we'll be through with that. Came in on a bad note.
Oh yeah.
That was a red flag right there. But I had his back. But he came in. He did absolutely nothing. Before he sat in that seat, Robert, I saw this Negro on the Cooper Road, Allendale, Motown, Queensboro, Cedar Grove. I don't see him no more. I don't see him.
I walked the streets with him. You know, I was one of the key, and again, I humble myself.
I'm trying to take my did with him.
I was one of the key voices behind him. And again, I like the brother. The brother could have been a real instrument of change if he really wanted change. But he did not come here to be mayor for change. He used the mayor's position as a stepping stone.
You just proved.
And he did not give a fuck about none of us.
He did.
This is why I'm at the point when I do my video, I'm going to expose him for all the stuff. Even with that bishop, when he's involved in a lot of dope dealing and stuff, I'm going to expose him. His last 2 years is going to be the worst 2 years of his life.
So we look at Shreveport. Revenue is down. Businesses are closing. People are leaving. Some are moving just over the damn bridge.
Oh, just it. Or down south.
Or down south.
And then they taking their kids out of our public schools. Do you realize a lot of places that have been annexed into the city of Shreveport are now trying to de-annex themselves because they don't want to be affiliated with the city no more?
And it's embarrassing and it's sad, but you must tell the truth. So you came in, and when you become a public figure in a position such as mayor, governor, president, we look to you as a lifeline to what's wrong. You're supposed to be part of the cure, not part of the symptom that's going on and going wrong within this country. So
shouldn't you use these last 2 years to, I mean, you can run for senator in a couple of more years, but wouldn't you like to have this behind your belt, or and you're not?
She's Yvette, you hit it 100% of what would happen though. He would have to wait till the next 2 years when the mayor's term is up, and then he would have to wait 2 more years after that. But why not do something in these 4 years to show us that you are ready and that you're really serious about helping people instead of getting here? Because anybody would come and say, man, you can have one eye that's blind and the other with glaucoma and see that this man did not give a fuck about Shreveport. Excuse my language. All he wanted to do was use the fact that he was elected mayor of Shreveport to use that as a means to go for the Senate race. He didn't care nothing about Shreveport.
He didn't. And so
when I'm
go ahead,
interviewing people, when I'm interviewing people and I look at their resumes or their applications, and there's what I call job hoppers.
Exactly.
People that stay, and I'm like, okay, well, you stayed here 2 years, you stayed there for 6 months. What did you do? But again, people say, well, the experience. Okay, well, yeah, you got the experience, but what did you do? What was in that experience? What did you experience? You go to all these different stores, and just to say that you worked there, but I don't see what you did. Did you make a difference? Did the sales go up? Was you promoted? Did you promote people? But if I were somebody looking at Adrian Perkins, I would think, well, I want to say a job hopper, but you use Shreveport
Totally different.
to go where you're trying to go.
Yvette, you hit it on the head so deep. Because first of all, the average person, if you're gonna call them job hoppers, they're looking. They didn't use their degrees. They didn't got their careers. They're using this job to get a better job. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Adrian Perkins is in a public servant position. It's different because you, as a public servant, right out in the open, you ain't done shit for Shreveport, but under your tenure, the murder rate has went up each year. So guess what? If you try to be a job hopper in the civilian world and you go to another job and they say, well, what happened while you was at the last job? Well, the first year I was there, 40 Negro got killed, but the second year I was there, 80 Negro. How fast do you think you're going to get that job? So it's totally different.
Exactly. And we're going to get on to another subject here. But listen, Yvette, I love you big time. You've made some excellent points here.
You did.
Tonight. But, one thing I want to, before you go, is to go back to the resumes you were talking about when you're interviewing people. And if your resume don't speak for you, then nothing will.
Nothing will.
When I was at an assistant manager at a department store, the head manager would hire just about anybody, and everybody came in. And when I would ask her, well, why you hire him, why you hired her, say he needed a job, she needed a job. So that's why you hired them. You didn't look at their resume. No, they didn't bring one. So, but they worked here, and then they started saying they got sick. And I said, you know what? We have a terrible turnover. And that terrible turnover is because of you, because you're the head manager and you do the hiring. I think we need to change that up. And so we need to start interviewing people. I want to know why you job hop so damn much.
And if he was the manager of that same store that you were, get what? That store probably would have closed down.
Exactly, because your turnover,
your theft rate would have increased.
Oh God, you must have been there.
Your theft rate would have increased each year that you was there. So nobody's going to hire you again.
Sales was low, theft was high.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? Come on, they're taking it out the front, they're taking it out the back. So
that made me think you helping them.
You're helping them.
We go back to what I said. Your administration knowing what's going on here in Shreveport, and they don't care.
Listen, and we go on. Shreveport is a war zone, in my opinion. Shreveport is a war zone.
Afghanistan.
Little
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. I'm from Shreveport. I grew up in Shreveport.
I love this place.
I love Shreveport. I love Allendale. I love my city. But let me tell you something. If somebody said they don't want to come here right now, I ain't mad. Because I'm not going to invite you to come any damn way. Because I'm not going to say, well, if I hadn't invited them, they wouldn't be dead. Because
if I had invited, what'd you say?
They wouldn't be dead.
They wouldn't be dead.
Because you'll get a bullet before you get the coronavirus in the city of Shreveport. And you have a mayor that says, I've done all that I could do. So what is he telling us? I'm done. Y'all on your own.
Nah, he met with all the little boys.
Y'all on your own.
He met with all the little boys.
And we're through with that. He better I love you
big time.
But all right.
He ready to go to the state level now.
The number is 1-800-231-1811. Extension 2 if you want to speak with one of us or chime in on tonight's topic. Let's go to what we left off with earlier today with A. Powers. A. Powers brought up a good question when we asked about topics to talk on tonight, Robert, and you responded to that. And so basically, before I give it to you, I want to say one thing about, because I know you're going to do the 50 cents. Serena Williams. Let me address this quickly. I've done this last week, I think, when Yvette called me about it. Some think that because, I think you and I talked about this too, Serena is married to a white guy, that she cannot be an effective voice for Black America. Well, we have to remember that Serena did not grow up with a silver spoon in her mouth. She didn't. Now, whoever she married. But now to put her down and say, because she's married to a white man, she can't speak on black issues. Some may agree. I totally disagree with that because, truth be told, we have some black people who are married to black people that shouldn't be speaking for black people.
They getting white money.
Come on.
They black people getting, as long as you getting that white money, you ain't gonna never be able to speak for black people. I'm gonna just be real.
So now, A Powers brought up the issue of before we go to A Powers, let me see, what's that guy named Jared Kushner? That's his name?
Jared Kushner. That's Donald Trump's son-in-law.
Let me. I know he's probably never seen this here, but let me say this to you. It's just so happened you watched The Black Man. I don't know. When you made the statement, I'm paraphrasing that, you all love blacks. You care about blacks. Trump care about blacks. You want blacks to be successful, but blacks have to want to be successful themselves. Let me tell you something. Here's what you did. You ever have people, Robert, say, Robert, I love what you're doing, but. So whenever you hear the conjunction but, that means everything they just complimented on you, that goes in the trash.
And it's a condition.
It's a condition. So now they're finna belittle your ass. And so let me tell you something. There are a lot of black people that has a dream of being successful. But successful is defined many different ways. Is how you see it. But first of all, you personally cannot speak for Black America. Your father-in-law is successful because he's a crook. Your father-in-law is successful because he is a racist. So don't you have the audacity to come before the mic and put black people down and say they gotta want to be successful for themselves. Let me tell you something. You motherfuckers are still looking at us from back then. If we're rich, we're still 3/5 of a human. We're still inanimate objects. But for you to say some bullshit like that, you're sad and you're sick and you're a fool with a problem. You just like that sapsucker Trump. That's why you're in the damn family and stuff. You all are successful on lies. You all are successful on bullshit.
Don King said some stuff that was so important that a lot of people overlook what he said. He said, whether you're rich, you're a nigger. You could be pope, you're a nigger. You could own your own business, you're a nigger. You could be Baptist, you're a nigger. You could be a Jew, you're a nigger. Either way it go, in America, you are a nigger. And now, when it comes to it, I'm not going to sit up and say that Serena Williams, 50 Cent, Kanye West, Ice Cube, all these people have a right to say what they want to say. But when you look at people like Serena, even Kanye West, you have to understand what's happening with the agenda. They do not. Let me ask you a question. Do you think two nappy-head Negroes like us, I mean real niggas, because when we were talking earlier today, we were talking about Joe Biden's pick of Kamala Harris. If he really wanted to show black people that he really was down, he would have picked Stacey Abrams. They are trying to take away the real Negro. Now, those Negroes like 50 Cent, Serena Williams, and all them, they're rolling with Donald Trump because his agenda is beneficial to their tax bracket.
Okay.
That's why he's rolling with them. They're rolling with him. Dave Chappelle, go back and look at Dave Chappelle's comedy special. When he told, Dave Chappelle even told a trailer park white boy, y'all motherfuckers support Donald Trump. He don't even give a fuck about y'all.
He don't.
Donald Trump only care about that certain percent. They got a certain tax bracket. So, again, my firm belief, us as black people, we should have rolled with Joe Biden to pick Stacey Abrams, the big Aunt Mama Negro. There's no doubt in your mind that she's, excuse my language, quote unquote, a nigger. There's no doubt in your mind that she's black. But when you look at Kamala Harris, she's never even claimed to be black. Today, even today, have you ever heard her say, my black family?
So is this the same as saying...
It's the lightening down of our people. They don't want you and I in those positions of power.
Because we full-fledged.
We full-fledged Negroes, black people.
So is it, would you agree with what, it was comical, but he may have made a point, I don't know. Cat Williams, in one of his stand-ups, a little after Senator Obama became President Obama, and he spoke on it, and he said, now, but he's in the White House, but he ain't no, as he put it, no full-fledged nigga. Because had he been a full-fledged nigga, they wouldn't have put him in there.
They would not have put him in there because they knew it would have been. Think about it. Even Barack Obama, even though he half and half, whenever he tried to do something for Negroes, remember when I told y'all, go back when the what the other virus was that came out that were killing all the people?
SARS.
Not SARS, but Ebola.
Ebola.
When Barack Obama was trying to tell you how Ebola was affecting black people, guess what they did? Went to the Center for Disease Control, called them in for a meeting, and guess what they did? They let a security guard get on the elevator with him with a full pistol. They were showing him, look, Negro, half-breed Negro, we put you here, and this is how easy it is. We can kill you if you don't do. But so whenever he tried to do something for us, he was hindered. And this was a half-breed Negro. Exactly. So guess what happened if you and I?
We out.
Wouldn't have been
we're going to run for office. We will be running.
And when, I was just going to say, if we win, we're going to have to keep running for real.
Go look. They went into Michelle and the girls were gone and the mother were gone. But I think President Obama was in the house when the guy got in the White House. You remember
left the door wide. What our Secret Service? They left the door wide open. Something that you don't know this. After he came on this one issue that they tried to get him, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna do this." Do you realize they let Air Force One? His wife and daughters was on a plane.
Hey, come on.
They let a commercial plane run almost 500 yards in front of them. They were constantly sending him messages, and guess what? He was a half-breed Negro.
When he went to speak somewhere at a hotel, look here, where the Secret Service? They're here. They're on the floor.
They had a party.
On the floor drunk. Fuck naked with prostitutes. Yeah. Prostitutes pissed because they promised them $50, then they gave them a $20 bill.
Yeah, so they're not going to let gone are the days of the Tupacs, the real black men, the James Evans. Think about it, even right now, when you look at your television, they don't want you to have no James Evans as a father no more. They want you to have a half-breed, quote unquote, in the closet, which really they ain't in the closet no more because they standing right on the front porch. But this is what they want us as black people to look up to. Yeah. They don't want us to look at our own blackness. We got to look at a bunch of half-breeds with good hair.
You're making me think about a show. And as a child, well, probably when the child was on. Anyway, I loved it. But then as much as I loved it, I began to see things in it that I didn't see in the beginning. And I realized that this life that was being portrayed was not the life of most black people in America.
Cosby show.
Oh, come on. You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. Rooting him. Yeah. And look, they up in the bedroom and they stomping up and down the floor and the shit fall. And Bill said, "Oh, we'll take care of that. Don't do that again."
Let that be my mama now. Nigga, it would have been pots. My mama would have came up there with a pot. My grandmama would have came up there with a switch or a extension cord. That's again, it's the I call it the lightning of the black Americans. They're taking away your ability as blacks to even discipline your child. And they're putting these light-skinned, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but they're putting these homosexuals in front of you. Come on. When your daughter, I'm going to be real, if you and your daughter are listening to Cardi B, ain't shit you can tell me.
Come on.
For real.
Come on.
Come on. This woman is not even fucking black, but she's speaking for black people, telling your daughter she got to have a WAP. Well, first of all, ma'am, if you got a wet-ass pee, something is broke in your coochie. For real. I'm just keeping it real. Your coochie is broke, man.
Let me chime in on it. Let me tell you something about Cardi B.
You raising a stripper.
Yeah, let me tell you something about Cardi B.
But she's speaking for black women.
Exactly. But Cardi B stuff is so messed up, and y'all know what I'm talking about. She ain't got no sheetrock. She ain't got no walls.
All the walls gone.
The walls gone.
You might well go. I might well have sex with your bathtub.
It's just that big.
Fill it up with water.
That's it.
And try to have sex with
it. So what we do is we teach our black girls who look up to her to, let's be honest, sell your pussy. Sell your pussy.
You can't be no more plain and simple.
Sell your pussy.
That's all it is. She's a prostitute. And if you are letting your daughter do this, first of all, I can tell you ain't got no man in your house. Because ain't no real man going to sit up there and let his daughter listen to some whores talking about the only way you going to get this money is rob niggas and sell pussy.
That's it. That's it. Listen, what you're telling black girls, I ain't talking no other race. what you're telling black girls is, this is your money maker. And I've heard mothers say that this is your money maker. And so girls at a young age, black girls, begin to think this is their money maker. All they got to do is produce this and the bills are paid. And with them doing that, they drop out of school and they become dumb as a box of goddamn rocks.
And will never get to where Cardi B is at. Do y'all realize Cardi B got a college education, but she telling your daughter to sell her pussy?
Come on.
Excuse my language. I'm just keeping it real. This woman got a college education, so she's experienced and well trained in how to influence and propaganda. This woman got a college education, but she's telling your daughters the only way they can get out the ghetto is to sell their pussy.
Now watch this. That's it. Now watch this here. I don't care what you're doing, babe. But here's my thing. I don't give a damn about the money. I don't give a damn about the show. Listen, watch this here. Mm-hmm. Your sex life is your sex life. Even if this is not your sex life, people look up to you. So you have to watch what you do, because this shit will come back in the end and destroy your career, because you think you in here and you will be in here. But when them white folks get tired of your ass, you got to go. It's just as simple as that. So if we don't validate our black daughters at an early age, Robert, you and I know one damn thing, the streets will validate them. And Cardi B is part of the goddamn street. She talks about drugging men and robbing men, but yet she ain't
just
in jail.
like Sister Lisa say, she needs to be in prison,
just
like R. Kelly.
Come on, hey, boom.
Just like R. Kelly.
Come on, Lisa.
How you gonna criticize R. Kelly when R. Kelly, even though he was wrong, he's nothing more than a product of the system that he was a part of, the entertainment industry. Look at all this shit with Jeffrey Epstein and all. R. Kelly was a part of a product. Bill Cosby was a part of a system. Those Negroes bucked the system, and look what happened to them.
That's it. You got R. Kelly with a 30-year career, but we got 5 women said that he targeted them. 30-year career, and this is R. Kelly.
My question with R. Kelly, though, how the fuck are you going to put R. Kelly on this level, put him on trial without putting the parents of those kids on fucking, because they pimped their kids out. As long as R. Kelly was paying the mamas and daddies, they did not give a fuck what was going on with their kids.
The parents became pimps. Now, since you went there, we're going to go a little over. Now, watch this here. Jocelyn Service, her parents. I want my baby home. I love my baby.
But one of them the ones right up the street from R. Kelly?
Come on, right up the street. And then she said, when R. Kelly was supposed to go to Nabu to do a concert, no, he gonna take our baby over there. We won't see her again. You're right down the goddamn street.
You as a daddy, if you know where your daughter was, do you think R. Kelly's security could have stopped you from going in there and get your baby?
R. Kelly's security and the Secret Service
and 6 niggas look like them would not been able to stop me.
So here's what happened. They don't give a damn about Jocelyn. They don't give a damn about their child. Here's what's going on. If anybody can put them in a jail cell, it's their own daughter, because the parents became her pimp. And when she thought about it, the clips, the cameras, and the money, and the fame, and I'm laying down with R. Kelly, but one day it hit us. I ain't nothing but a hoe.
Now, you know what?
My parents pimped me out.
You know what hit the parents, though? When R. Kelly ran out of money and wasn't able to give them that $1,000, $2,000 every week stipend or allowance. When R. Kelly didn't have enough money, that's when their attitude changed. But as long as R. Kelly was saying, I don't see nothing wrong with bumping and grinding, and he was making all that money, you didn't see a goddamn thing. He was feeling on the booty. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was on the down low, and he told us it seemed like you're ready.
See, I could swear you were ready.
Because you remind me of my G. Long as he was doing that shit,
right?
They didn't care. But as soon as he got broke,
R. Kelly told Gail,
I'm surviving R. Kelly now.
R. Kelly told Gail, watch yourself. When the money ran out, that's when shit came out. Listen, if you're going to prosecute R. Kelly, I'll be damned if you give the parents a fucking deal for being fucking pimps. Let's just tell it like it is. The parents were pimps, and they pimped their daughters out to the highest bidder, and that bidder tonight being who?
Okay.
It's as simple as that. They didn't give a damn about their daughter. And even the woman is grown, they still trying to speak of her as if she is a child. When R. Kelly got locked up and they can go to her now and grab her, they didn't do shit.
Think about it. Out of all them people, the only parent that ain't said nothing about R. Kelly was Aaliyah's people. He married her. Ain't saying nothing. Won't say nothing. It is what it is, y'all.
Now, in R. Kelly's defense, and we finna get out of here. We love you guys for watching. In R. Kelly's defense,
we gotta do this. We gotta do at least 2 more this week, bro.
You know we will.
We gotta do 2 more this week.
In R. Kelly's defense, now watch this here. Just because allegedly he peeing on a girl.
It wasn't allegedly. I saw the video. He peed on that girl.
Okay, so
he peed on
a girl. So let's watch this here. Just because he peed on a girl. And allegedly, she was 14 years old. Now, watch this. She was 14? Yeah. How you know she was 14? This 14-year-old girl vagina. Stop! Wait a minute.
I had to turn the video off because I could look at that video and tell that girl was a child, bro. I had to stop watching the video, man.
It was
a child, bro.
Whoa.
I seen the video because at that time I had just moved back to Shreveport. I was downloading all this shit. When I seen the video, I looked at it and he was peeing on her. And then they had one part where she was butt naked. I had to turn it off because I needed to go wash my mind with bleach. Because I'm like, this a baby, bro. I couldn't even watch that shit. She was a child.
She was 14 years old.
You could tell by
Okay, let me ask you this here.
I feel guilty for looking at the 3 minutes that I did look at.
But you watched it.
I watched it until I seen her naked. Nah, until I seen her naked. Because the part where he peed on her, it was a whole different part, but when she was standing up butt naked in the shower,
you knew,
dancing, you could look at it and say, this a baby, bro. And I felt so guilty, I had to turn that shit off, bro.
But what about the girl who say R. Kelly made her shit in a cup and he filmed it and then she ate it? Do you have...
I know a bunch of 12, I know a bunch of 8-year-old girls right now. If you tell them to shit in the cup, they gonna go and run and tell mom and dad. They gonna do something. At what point, if I shit in the cup and hand it to you, most little girl gonna run. Something was more to it because the mothers and fathers again promoted it and told them no matter what he tell you, do it.
So we have R. Kelly pissing on girls.
How we went from politics to R. Kelly
hell we get here. This is messy. I don't know how we got here. So,
but evidently it was divinely created. It was divinely inspired because people need to hear the truth. Because again, there's no way you can indict really Bill Cosby for what he did when them old assholes back then knew what Bill. Everybody, it was no secret.
Well, wait a minute, you might be wrong. Right? Watch this here. Wait, it wasn't no secret right out there. But watch this here. Every woman that came up against Bill Cosby all had the same story about the white pill, right? So mainstream media and others said everybody can't have the same lie. I totally disagree with that. Do you know how many times we've heard about the white pill? Guess what? Bill Cosby didn't need to. He did. It's a white pill. Oh, come on in then.
Bitch, your friend knew about Bill Cosby. She most likely told you that Bill Cosby woke up in the morning and my panty wound. So if your friends told you this and you went up there trying to get a spot on the Cosby show, bitch, that's your fault. That wasn't right.
That wasn't right. Listen.
But let me show you some real game. Even today, if a girl called me right now at 2 o'clock in the morning, the first thing she gonna say, you got some weed? You got some drink? You got some X pills?
So she know what time it is.
She know what time it is. But I gotta bring weed, ecstasy, and drink to get that
down with her. Okay, now watch this here. You're absolutely right on that. But now watch this. But now watch this. Here's what, and we're gonna go because we're out of time. Here's what's baffling to me, y'all. And I gotta send a shout out before we leave to some people. Don't let me forget. Mm-hmm. Here's what's baffling to me. You got these old women, they wrinkled bodies.
Bitches look like a bag of spoiled mashed potatoes.
They got butterflies on their ass when they was in their 20s.
It don't look like a butterfly. Though. What it look like? That bitch look like a motherfucking Loch Ness monster.
Exactly. And the titties used to be plump
and juicy. Now it look like some motherfucking. Now it look like a bag of fucking rocks hanging off your chest.
So now watch this. What's this? What the hell was I gonna say? What's this?
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're wrong for that. What's this? They said, oh yeah, they can remember what happened in 1942. Now watch this.
Bitch, I can't remember what happened yesterday.
If you ask him, well, what the pastor preach about last Sunday? Baby, it was good. I didn't remember.
Exactly. You can remember what happened.
remember.
You can remember what happened 40 years ago, but you can't remember what happened yesterday.
Come on.
Nigga at 50 years old right now, I barely can remember the
Come
bitch
on.
that ran off of my wallet 2 weeks ago.
And I hate she did that. Okay, y'all, look, we got to get out of here. We're out of time. Look, we love you guys. Somebody said I missed the beginning.
Go back and check it out. We don't know how we got from the beginning to the end.
We're supposed to be about politics. We'll do it again tomorrow night, maybe. Lord said same.
And this time we won't have no Brandy.
Exactly, no Brandon. But watch this here. Judy Webb, good evening to you. She spoke on us.
Yeah, Pastor Judy. I love Pastor Judy, man.
Pastor Judy Webb, we love you. And Pastor Anthony, love you big time. For all of you who, seriously, continue to support the show and the work that we do. We deeply, deeply appreciate you. And it may be comical, but a lot of what we say, it be the truth. It's just as simple.
I have to laugh sometimes to keep from crying, because if we really got as serious as we want to, brother would be sitting here crying, and the pain would be so great that it'd be hard to get through the tears.
Exactly.
So a lot of times, Alphonso and I, we have to do this thing in a joking manner, but everybody get what we're saying. It ain't like we just sitting up here laughing uncontrollably like two idiots. Mm-hmm. No, we're having fun, but we're telling y'all the truth, man, in a manner that, again, if I don't laugh, I'll cry, because I see so much shit going on. Because like I say, going back, and we like I said, we're gonna end this. 3 of my partners was murdered here in Shreveport over the last 2 weeks ago, and the local government here allowed that killer who murdered my 3 partners to walk after 10 fucking murder charges. Did go back to 2010. The boy who murdered them had 10 motherfucking murder charges and never did no time. So I have to laugh to keep from crying sometimes.
Incidentally, this week, I'm going to make the announcement tomorrow what day it's going to be. The individual that Robert just got through speaking on, along with, Jonathan Robinson?
Yeah.
He is the Facebook killer. And a lady, I hope I get her name correct, I think it was Carolyn, called me this weekend. And we normally don't answer phones on the weekend, but something said answer it, and I did. She's a supporter of the show. And she told me about a case that I had not heard of. And the brother's name that she brought to my attention is named Gregory. That's all I'm going to say. But tomorrow, I
grew up with him. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm going to go more.
That is questionable.
Yeah, I'm going to go
that is very questionable.
Into what she
the police tried to kill him that night, and he actually fired in self-defense.
Yeah. So we're going to discuss his case and others, and let you all be the judge of what you think. But there are some serious issues that's on the ballot this election. It's not just the presidential election. You got police reform. For a while, I wasn't in agreement with defunding the police, but every day I see something that leads me to say, let's defund the police. They went from hanging us. They went from shooting us. They went from putting their white knees on our black necks, and now they're dragging us. So it's hard to sit and say, well, let's not defund the police. They make it hard to say that, especially when you're black. And the things that are happening to black people at the hands of cops are not happening to white people at the hands of cops. Mm-hmm. So as I always said, Robert, the problem is not at the academy. The problem is with the individual that we are choosing to give a badge and a gun to.
Well, the police right now, I'm finna show y'all the real game, and then like I'm gonna let Alphonso in this. But I'm finna show you something. Remember how I always say you got to pay attention to what's going on overseas to understand what's going on here? If you don't realize that your government is going overseas committing illegal wars, killing motherfuckers in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Yemen. They're putting your sons and daughters overseas, making them kill people, innocent people, for oil, for gold and diamonds. Your sons and daughters coming back here now, fucked up in the head. And guess what? That's who they putting on the streets in your neighborhoods that look like shit in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, and all these places. And you wondering why these police don't have a problem with shooting you down? Because they done killed all these innocent people. Today's time, you got to be crazy as fuck to want to be a police officer in America, first and foremost. So they don't choose the people who say, when they ask them that question, what would you do if this happened to a bunch of innocent people? And the real correct answer would be, I wouldn't do that. But they were like, I would do my job. That's who they hired.
That's what they want to hear.
That's all they want to hear. They're putting these mentally ill motherfuckers in badges and giving them a gun, putting them in your neighborhood. And then you wonder why they don't have no problem shooting you down in the middle of the streets.
And, when it comes to the DA and sheriffs and others, the chief of police, I don't have a problem with someone saying that they're going to be tough on crime. But here's my problem. As well as you're going to be tough on crime, I also want you to be fair on crime.
I ain't never heard that.
Huh?
You can be tough on crime, but be fair about it. They say Lady Liberty and Justice is blind. That bitch can see clearly between black and white.
She sees every day.
She can see clearly between black and white.
Exactly. She sees clearly. So listen, we got to get out of here. But listen, before we go, the Cash App, the PayPal. Let me get me some cigars tonight and some more brandy, and maybe put something on the rent. You know what I'm saying? Put something in the Cash App or the PayPal. Don't give it to the chat thing. We see that like 60 days later. And by the time we get there, it's barely enough to put down gas.
The electric got cut off. The electric got cut off.
And then let
me help you out on that. Really? You all should be, every time Alphonso do this, if you can, you all should put at least $1 or something. Yes. Because guess what? Alphonso and I don't have corporate sponsors. For this man here, guess what? We got to have a light behind this video to do this video. That means the electric got to be paid. The phone bill has to be paid. We not sitting when we ask. Really, I don't even like asking. You had to tell me. You had to tell me. Right. But it's like not like a nigga asking y'all this to go buy some crack or something. No, bills have to be paid. Like the regular news here, man, they got Shumperts, Willis Night. They got corporate sponsors. You and I doing this out of our pocket, man. So when you ask your people to donate something and hit the Cash App, it's not like you begging. It's like you can't do this shit, Alphonso, without their help, bro.
We can't. And
but you go to church every Sunday. Think about this. I'm going to show y'all some real game, and I had to say this to Alphonso. People go to church every Sunday and give pastor everything, and then turn around on Monday and have to call you to help them get their son out of jail.
Come on. That's it.
That's really how I go, bro. So
true.
if really you want to pay your tithes to a real good cause, donate to Alphonso Scott. Donate to me. Exactly. But donate to Alphonso, because when you all really need some help, when you all really need somebody to investigate the injustices that's committed against you, can you call your pastor? You're going to call him. So donate to this brother, man.
And I appreciate that, Rob, because truth be told,
the truth is what it is, man.
We don't just tell the news. We actually investigate.
Man, we be out here. These people that's watching you from other cities and states, they don't realize how deep we don't just get on YouTube or whatever. Every day we out here fighting the system.
And we don't charge no one. And
don't charge nobody.
We never will, but we have to pay bills. So when you all help us out with whatever you can, then that helps us continue. So, it's ridiculous that we have to do this every time, but we have to pay bills. It's as simple as that.
It's really that simple.
Yeah. So,
because again, Channel 3, Channel 6, Channel 12, KMSS, all the news stations here, they got corporate sponsors giving them tens of thousands of dollars to lie to you. Yes. This man comes out of his pocket to pay his electric bill, your Wi-Fi bill. All that shit got to be paid.
The 800 number bill.
Yeah, 800. He has to pay for that out of his pocket. So it's not like he's begging. But pastor get there and tell you, if you give me $150 tomorrow, Give me your rent money. Pastor gonna tell you, trust in God and give me your rent money. And you get kicked out your fucking house, then you gonna call Alphonso and say, my rent man kicked me out. If I was Alphonso, I'd be like, what the fuck that got to do with me? For real.
I got to get out of here. We love
Straight
you.
up.
Robert, I'm so glad you're here. See, it's like this every time. We
like to have fun, man.
This
But truth is what it is.
It is. It's my
donate to this brother, man, because I seen this brother do things out of his own pocket. And he had to pay for this video. He had this video here really coming out of his own pocket. If YouTube paying, it might be another month or two before he get it. But he still have to do these things, pay the rent, pay the electric bill, pay the gas bill, pay the water bill. He got to pay all this before he can even come on and do this video. And that's what a lot of us don't understand, man. It costs money to do this because he's not getting corporate sponsors because the corporations don't want you to hear what he has to say.
That's it. That's the gospel, and it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. We're gonna do the election thing on November 3rd. I'm teaming up with Robert, and I think my sister Yvette is going to be on the show with us. We start November 3rd at 5 p.m. We might go.
I might have to be a little bit late because Tabitha just called me today. I'm gonna be out there working with her all that day.
Why in the hell Tabitha didn't call me to help? Tabitha, if you listen, I was going to do it. No, wait a minute. Let me do no. Wait, you don't piss me off. Wait a minute. Shit, no, I'm mad. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. We're going to let shit just fly over there.
Tabitha, I'm sorry. I love you.
I tell you what, I was going to do a video to support you in that seat. I tell you, kiss it goodbye. It's over. No, I'm not going to do it.
He lied. Get good and well. That boy there going to be the first person out there supporting you, Tabitha. Me and him, we got your back, little sister. Tabitha Taylor, we do. District 8. Levette Fuller, District B.
Exactly. Two fine black women that,
and both of them pretty.
Yeah, and they have a genuine concern for what's going on in the city of Shreveport. So if you're in Shreveport, I can't tell you who to vote for, but me, Tabitha, I got you. Yvette, I got you. They doing their thing. They doing what the men hadn't done in damn near 10 or 15 years. Right.
I'm gonna be real. If you don't vote for Tabitha or Levette, I'm gonna come to your house, break in, and steal your spatula. That's all I want. Vote for Tabitha and Levette.
If they got a purse or wallet,
I don't want the purse or wallet. I'm just take your spatula, some shit that I know you need to cook with.
Okay, I love you guys. We'll see you all maybe tomorrow night. But again, we will be live on election day. But do not look for the presidential results that night. This thing could go on for days, right?
Really? You go back to President Lincoln's election, same thing happened. It went all the way into January, February, or that next year.
Now, Donald Trump says he's done more for black people than Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to end on this here. Let me tell you about Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves. Go pull it up. Don't believe me. Abraham Lincoln said to the newspaper, if I could have saved the Union without freeing
I would have freed nail one of them niggas.
I'm now Scott with Injustice Investigations. Robert is at The Real News, Behind the News on YouTube. And what time are you on? Come on, send it out.
Really, I can't be on because my Wi-Fi cut off.
I'm out of here, y'all.
So y'all be blessed. Love y'all, man. Injustice Investigation. Support this brother, man, because this is my big brother.
Miss Ferris, love you big time. Tammy, thank you all for watching tonight's live broadcast. We're supposed to go this way, and we out.